I think that without a clear vision, you are in danger as a manager, really.
Welcome to Architecture Corner. Today we are at Krapperup Park and Castle near Höganäs in Sweden. We have a guest today. It's Pia Vingestråhle. She's a management consultant and works with leadership questions. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
There's a lot of talk about management and leadership. You can go into a bookstore at an airport and see a lot of books. But what are the differences between leadership and management in your perspective?
Okay, yeah, there is a difference. There sure is. Management is more about what you do. It's about the goals, it's about the result, and it's about what you are going to achieve. Leadership is more about how to make things work. It's more about how to proceed. It's more about how to make the results. It's more about how to manage the people. It's about the contact. It's about the relationships. It's all about the more human perspective.
Can you give an example?
When you have a manager, when you're working in an organization and you have a manager, you never know exactly when there is management or when there is leadership. That is not the point. Sometimes it just mixes all together. So it's not easy to differ one thing from the other because it's like a mixture. You have the requirements from your manager above, and you have the requirements from the HR, you have the requirement from the IT department, you have all these requirements within administration, you need the statistics. There you have the management function. But the other part is more about managing people and to be aware of how you manage people well.
So we are talking about organizations and how people work in organizations. Are there huge differences of how you manage people today compared to 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah, I would say it's a big difference. I mean, we have had this modern society for a while, and we have had a lot of structure changes in organizations, and that has been common for a while. But the last 20 years we have had a huge increase in technology, and therefore we have got a shift. We used to have like a balance between tasks and people, and today we have increased the task part a lot, and that is we get less focus on the people management today than we used to, and that is a problem because we need like a balance between what we are going to do, the statistics, the results, and we need more people management in the organizations today.
So is there a difference between those organizations where you have very strict processes and the people working there, they have one or two tasks that they should do very often, all the time? And if you have other organizations where the tasks are not so well defined, do you need different type of leadership in those organizations?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think that it's very important that you get all this, both the tasks and the people management within the role. I think it's very important. And that is even if you have the same procedures or if you have a very creative working place. So I think you need these parts everywhere today. But of course there could be a difference in the way you lead, of course, but the components or the ingredients in the leadership, I think it's about the same.
Are there any challenges and what are the consequences if we can handle those challenges with the leadership and the management today?
Yeah, there might be different consequences. I have seen different results of bad management. I don't believe the manager actually is bad, but I believe that the leadership has some things that could be better or could improve.
What are the consequences if we don't resolve this problem?
Yeah, it might be problems for the people, for the employees. They could be affected in a negative way because of lack of people management. You need to handle the personal and interpersonal issues at work. I mean, even if the technology is great and the tasks is doing well and you have reached your goals, and the problem is if people don't feel well at work, they will decrease their activity, and there might be a risk that people get sick or burned out or very stressed, and that might be not a problem in the short run, but in the long run it could be a really big problem.
Are there more consequences when people get sick, when they get burnt out, they have low activity?
There might be other consequences as well, of course. And there could be situations where the employees choose to leave the company or the organization and quit. And we can see in certain areas of the society today, we can see in healthcare, for example, and we have problems with in the emergency parts where you have been pushing people too hard, and the employees, they are leaving because of lack of resources and lack of management, I would say. And that has created a huge problem, and now it's hard to turn it back because the problem is big. It's a big problem.
So you say the consequences can be very, very severe, but how to solve it? You have written a book about it, but can you give some advice how to handle this situation for the managers in the organizations today?
Yeah, I believe it's very important that you create a vision for how to lead. So I believe that the main platform in your leadership ought to be your vision of how to lead people and organization. And this leadership plan is crucial. The vision is very important, and the vision should be very clear, and it should be so clear that you can describe it for yourself, of course, but even for other persons and for your employees. There is a problem because if you are a manager today, you are in a complex situation, and normally you have a manager above yourself who requires a lot of things, the results, the follow-ups, etc. You have the HR, the IT department, and you have your employees, and everybody wants a lot of information from you. And as a manager, it's really hard to make everybody happy at the same time, and this is a problem. So you need this vision, this plan for how to lead, and I would suggest that you think about yourself. You need to start from who you are and where you are in order to make this plan, because it's not easy to just, if you tell me how to lead, it's out of your experience. It's more important that I build my leadership out of who I am, and it's important to be present, it's important to be honest, and to create some values in your vision. That's crucial.
So this is the vision how you want to lead. That is the most crucial part.
That's the crucial part,
And without that, you can't succeed.
I think you could end up like a pinball in a pinball game. You just rush in different directions without knowing where you are going, because everybody wants information and they want a lot of results and they want to meet you, they want to see you, and everybody asks you for a lot of things, but you cannot run like a pinball. You have to create a vision and to lead yourself in this role so you can be able to go forward and to make the results and make the people management in a good way.
So what you need is a vision for your management.
Yeah. I think that without a clear vision, you are in danger as a manager, really. It's very important that you know how to lead. And if you don't have that vision, you are likely to be drawn in directions that you don't get any result out of.
Thank you very much. It's been interesting to hear your thoughts about leadership and management.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Architecture Corner, and welcome back next week.